Good evening and welcome to W200. My name is Paula McGee and I'm going to be your instructor and facilitator for this course over the next 6 weeks, and I look forward to working with all of you. I am a full-time faculty member in the School of Education. I teach mostly in the elementary education program, and I'm not teaching this class, so during the fall and the spring semester. For those of you that are elementary education majors, you may have me again as a professor for the diversity and learning class, or maybe the science methods course, and I supervise student teachers. But I love teaching the technology class, and hopefully you're going to get a lot out of our summer course together. I put together this introductory video to give you a little bit of an overview of the course and also to introduce you to Canvas and kind of show you a little bit of the navigation so you know where to start and how to communicate with me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. There will still be a little picture of me in the corner, but most of what you'll see will be the screen, my desktop, which is Canvas. I'm going to share with you. In this way, you'll be able to see the course. So I have this set up so that our home page is showing, and so when you log into Canvas, you need to go to your courses and groups. I have it set up so only the W200 is showing, but you might have a list of a couple of classes. Using Computers in Education as our course. And if you scroll down, so this page will come up every time you log in. And my contact information is on here. Most importantly, my cell phone number. Several of you have already sent me a text if you have a question, so that's always okay. If you have a question and want to text me, just go ahead and make sure that you identify yourself and put W200 so I know who you are. But you can also email me at pamagee@iupui.edu. Or I'm going to show you in a second, you can go ahead and inbox me from within Canvas, and that will also get to me as well. So there's lots of ways to communicate. One of the most important things about the video is learning how to communicate, how to find your assignments, your groups, and where to submit assignments. We'll kind of leave it for that for the basics. The overview of this class is that the class is divided up into 9 modules, which you can access here, but if you scroll back up, you'll see this very important sidebar over here also has the modules link on it right up here. And actually what I'm going to do is go ahead and go into student view so that what you see on my screen is going to look exactly like what you will see as a student. So this is what you'll actually see. Some of those other things are instructor only, so they're grayed out, but what you'll see is this. So if you scroll down, you'll see the modules, but probably you'll start to begin to access them from here. Each module is developed in a similar fashion in that you'll have readings and resources, and you'll have 2 main activities that go along with each module. So let's go ahead and click on modules, and then you'll see that even before Module 1, there's Getting Started with Canvas. Since the university is relatively new to Canvas, you may or may not have used it before. Some of you may have used Canvas in high school, or maybe you've used it at IUPUI in another class. But my recommendation is that you go through these different pages so that you know how to set up your profile. You get a little bit of an understanding of how to use Canvas. So this is a really good thing to do. The modules are then listed in numerical order all the way from 1 down to 9. And this course is set up where everything has a particular due date. So you'll see that this one already says May 17th. And the next one says May 20th, et cetera, et cetera. So I will show you where you can print out a calendar that has all the due dates if you want to do that. There's always multiple ways to access information. So each module, I'm going to go through Module 1 in detail because all of the modules are really organized in the same way. You'll have an overview at first. So you can click on Module 1 Overview, and that takes you to this screen. And for the rest of the module, you don't have to go back to modules over here. You can go ahead and scroll down when you're ready and click Next, and that will take you to the next page in the module. So it's set up really nicely. This will give you a little bit of information about the course. This will give you Getting Started with Canvas, which will take you back to those Getting Started with Canvas pages. The other thing here that I want to draw your attention to is the last two things say download, print out, and keep handy the calendar of assignments for W200. So if you click on the calendar of assignments, it'll bring you to this page. And you can print this out and it will give you all of the modules with the two different assignments, which I'm going to talk to you what they are, and a little bit of information if you need to know. Because this is a summer course, it's at a faster pace. So we oftentimes have two modules due at the same time instead of one. If you were taking this in the fall or the spring, of course, it would be more spread out. So you might want to print this out and keep it handy, or put the dates in your date book or your phone, whatever method you use to keep organized. Okay, I'm going to go back now to modules here and go back to the overview. The other thing is this is where the orientation page is. So if you want to go ahead and print out the information for the orientation session that we're doing right now, you can go ahead and do that. It has some of my contact information on it, stuff like that. Then there's some additional tutorials and accessibility statements, so on. So you'll go through all these things, and then you'll go to next. And this is where there's a link to the video that you're watching right now. And then the readings, each module will have readings and preparation. So this will consist of chapters from the textbook, links that are online, maybe videos to watch, things like that. So you'll want to make sure that you read all of the material associated with each module. For Module 1, there are some links here to lynda.com, which is an online training database. There's the W200 calendar again, and then there's the IU Distance Ed Student Primer. So some of you may have taken online courses before. Some of you may be new to online courses. So I would suggest you take a look at the Education Student Primer and use your judgment on what you need to access. But I think for the first assignment, you need to look at it and pull out something that you learned. So take a little bit of time to look at that. And the next, hit the next button. Each module is going to have two assignments. The first one is the Communicate assignment, which essentially is using the discussion boards or forums, they were called in OnCourse, or you may have used them before, to work with a small group. So what I've done, since we have an online class, is I've put you in groups. And I'll show you right down here. You can see there's a link to the Groups for Discussion page. And the goal for this is that you respond to the forum that you're assigned to. And I'll show you how to get there, and I'll show you what group you're in just a second. And that you sort of make a little community with your group members. So if there are 5 of you in a group, the best case scenario is where you all, and you're, let's say there's 5 of you and you're in group 4. So under the discussion link for Module 1, Communicate Group 4, you would go ahead and begin posting your information for that module, and then you would need to respond to a minimum of 3 of your classmates before the due date. So this is going to require that you actually do the post a day or 2 before, so that your group members can respond. I don't put 2 distinct due dates because I think that as college students, it's reasonable for you to remember that for the discussion activity, you just need to do it a day or 2 before the due date. So and I'll try to send reminders for that. So you can read what I just said is right here. Really, if you don't respond in a timely way, you really leave your group members hanging. So usually we can do this. Like I said, again, I will go ahead and post, I'll show you that. Okay, now the groups for discussion, you go ahead and click on groups for discussion. This will take you to the page that has the group members. If somebody added to the course and for some reason you're not on one of these groups, just let me know and I will put you in there. Not a problem at all. So I'm going to go to the previous page to go back to where I was. Now, to access the group discussion, you would select discussions from the left-hand navigation bar over here. Here's discussions. Or you can just go ahead and click on this. This link will be active, but I'm just going to go over here so you can see what these look like. And you will see that you can see all of the discussions for Module 1 for the 4 different groups, but you will post, hopefully, only to the group that you're in. Put your main post there, and then you want to respond to at least 3 of your group members. Again, like if I'm in group 4 and only one of my group members posts, I can go ahead and respond to somebody in groups 1 or 2 or 3. Or if for fun you want to respond to more. Sometimes I have students do short responses to multiple students. That's completely fine. You just need to do a minimum of 3. And we'll have one of these discussion forums for every module. I mean, the discussion for every module. So once you get the hang of it, you'll see how it goes. Okay, I am going to go back to the modules here. And I'm going to go back to, we had worked our way down to here. So you'll see how this goes. We did the overview, the instructor information where the video is, readings and preparation, learning activities. I'm going to go back to communicate for a second just to show you something. These are the questions down here that you will use to make your post. So introduce yourself in a non-traditional way, and there's some examples there. You will go ahead and put that in the discussion thread. Okay, and then next, after that, is the actual create assignment. And the create assignment, so each module will have a discussion with questions that you respond to and a create assignment. And this one is asking you to create a Word document where you're going to answer these questions. And I already had a student who asked, how do I submit this? Well, what you do, if you look to the right on the top of your screen here, you'll see that it says submission. And so there should be a link here for submit your assignment. So you prepare your Word document and you save it to your desktop or your flash drive or the cloud or wherever you're saving it, and then you upload it right over here, and then I get a little notice that says you have an assignment and I grade it. So hopefully that will answer that question. So I'm actually going to go, and then each assignment should have a rubric that tells you how I'm going to grade it. So I'm going to go back now to the modules, and okay. So basically we've gone over all of these things, and I'm not going to go over all the different modules. The different modules are all teach you or ask you to look at different resources, different technology applications, web resources, things like that. Okay, so I'm going to look at my sheet here and see if I've gone over everything. On my sheet, you have my contact information, using the modules, the due dates, and discussion posts, creative projects. So I'm going to end the video there. I am hopefully, although in summer it's a little bit more difficult because the time goes by so fast, I'm hoping each week I can upload a short video that discusses whatever it is we've been working on that week. And I look forward to getting to know all of you very much. And I will answer your questions as quickly as I can when I get them. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good night.